Hello everybody, this is Braxwolf, and today we're going to be looking at the Bowmaster line. Bowmaster is the red line. It's in my opinion, it's the closest to the way we used to play the Hunter before Helm's Deep Drop. The whole idea behind the Bowmaster is to do a lot of damage, get a lot of crits, take your foe down before they can get to you. You don't want to have to do a lot of melee if you're in the Bowmaster stance. You want to burn them down fast, single target. So here's the Bowmaster tree. As you can see, I've specialized in red as well. In the first tier of the Bowmaster, you have the Heartseeker Skill. A lot of times I'll go ahead and grab this skill no matter what I decide to trait, what tree I decide to specialize in. This bear's coming at me. I'm going to back up. There's True Shot. It reduces the penetrating shot mitigation on your target. Critical Eye increases your critical chance. Press Onward is the same skill that it always was, but now you have to put a point in here to get it. Basically restores your power and morale when you use Press Onward. Swift and True. Quick Shot has a 20% chance to decrease your swift bow induction time by 100% and do 30% more swift bow damage, so that's pretty sweet. Put all my points into that one, all 5 of them that I could. Fast Draw. Induction bow attacks grant a stacking induction reduction buff. It says on each quick shot use, and it stacks 3 times, it's a 10% bow induction, so it speeds up your other induction time when you use quick shot, up to 3 times stacking. Pretty nice. Here's your second tier of Press Onward. They call this Perseverance. It gives you a greater heals and power heals for your Press Onward skill. Quick Escape. They've done some really nice things with low cut on this with Helm's Deep, and Quick Escape is one of those things. It applies a 3-second root on use of low cut. That's if I use this a lot. If the guy gets too close to me, I'll just fire off a quick low cut and back up and hit him a few more times with some of my big shots. Deadly Precision. Critical generates 1 focus. That's nice if you're running in strength stance because you're not generating the focus that you would in precision. Here, strength, you put a couple points in there and it gives you increased range damage. Draw weight. 10% bow induction bow damage, so your induction skills will do even more damage. Rain of Arrows has been moved into the Bowmaster tree. Rain of Arrows will do AoE range damage. And here's your second called Hail of Arrows. This is a really nice one also. On critical hit with Rain of Arrows, the skill cooldown is reset. So if you are attacking at range, several mobs, especially this is very useful in a group when there's a lot of guys being tanked. There's a good chance that you're going to crit on one of your Rain of Arrows targets, and when you do, your cooldown is completely removed off of Rain of Arrows, so you can just hit it over and over again until you don't crit once. Burn Hot gives you the Burn Hot skill, which gives you 20% ranged increased range damage, and a minus 10% range skill power cost. However, it does cost 1100 power to use. Mercy Kill increases your merciful shots crit damage 30%. Critical multiplier. Bodkin Arrows grants mitigation penetration to your bow attacks 10%. In for the Kill. Heartseeker applies moderate bleed damage and a minus 50% incoming healing for 8 seconds. And then your capstone for the red line is Upshot, which does additional damage for each point of focus consumed. So if you're at full focus, it does the most damage possible. Over here in your spec, Needful Haste increase on the first tier increases the application chance of Needful Haste. Now Needful Haste is a proc now. You don't. It's not a skill like it used to be, like a skill with a cooldown. You just have a chance of getting it. Shoot to Kill increases your range damage 10%. Archer's Mark on every harmful skill, 20% chance to reduce the critical defense of your target. Crit Magnitude increases the critical damage of all bow attacks by 10%. Swift Mercy. Swift Bow reduces the focus cost of Merciful Strike per hit. Merciful Shot is now usable at 70% health instead of 50% health like it normally is. Hidden Stalker greatly increases the stealth level of camouflage and increases ranged critical chance while camouflaged. This is kind of a neat one. It is a 50% increase of critical chance when you're shooting while you're camouflaged, and since you can only really be camouflaged prior to being in combat, this is one of those things where you're going to have to go into camouflage first. Remember that you're to go into camouflage first, then fire off your attack, and you'll increase your critical chance if you've unlocked Hidden Stalker. And Marksman on every harmful skill, minus 2% upshot, or sorry, minus 2 second upshot and Heartseeker cooldown. And on Devastate, minus 4 second upshot and Heartseeker cooldown. So this is dependent on whether you get crits or devastating hits. So let's go ahead and see if we can demonstrate some of these. There's some other skills in here. Pinning Shot is one of those. This gives you a 5-second root also at range, which is kind of a different, we haven't seen that before. I'll go ahead and start with Pinning Shot on this bear. Now he's stuck there until I hit him again and give him a chance to break out of it. So for the most part, I was able to burn him down before he hit me. I think he hit me once. But kind of the idea with Bowmaster, like I said, is to see how much damage you can do to them before they can get to you. We'll try and do the... I don't know why I'm a tracker here. Why am I... We'll see what this goat has to offer. We'll try the old camouflage trick here. That was pretty quick. I don't know if you saw what I did there, but I used Swift Bow right out of the camouflage, and then I believe I hit him with a penetrating shot, and then I used my upshot just before he got to me. I don't know, some of it was reaction, so I'm not exactly sure what I hit. I think the penetrating shot was the second one. Now we'll go ahead and try... Let's see, what should we try? Let's try... Let's bring him to us and do a low cut. It's not going to work when somebody else pulls him away, so we'll have to find someone else while the perils of live recording. When somebody else pulls your target. I could pick on this deer. Now you do need to worry about your focus a little bit more when you're in Bowmaster. You're not regenerating it very fast like you are in the Huntsman line. We'll bring the deer over here and give him a low cut and root him. So we rooted him to the ground, and then he decided he was going to cry about it for a little bit. We'll do one more bear here. I'm going to see what kind of hit I can get with my upshot. was over 10,000. Yeah, I hit him for 10,675 on that upshot. I consumed all my focus. I was fully focused, and I was hitting from my camouflage, so I did score a critical when I did that. So you can do a lot of damage in the Bowmaster line. The downside, obviously, when you compare it to the Huntsman, is that you have to remember to stay still. But if you're used to playing the Hunter the old-fashioned way, I'll put that in air quotes, I guess, old-fashioned way, this is a lot more like that anyway. You're used to scoring huge hits and taking your enemy down quickly. I'm going to see if I can do that again with the critical. No, not so good that time. Pressed my luck a little bit too much on that one. So thank everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it.